Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans where we're going to talk about the Oscar picks for 2024, the Oscar nominations. Guys, the Oscars are this weekend, this Sunday, and we will be, I don't know if we'll be live, but I will be publishing material on Sunday as the awards come in. You know how it is. Hey, if there's a controversy at the Oscars, I'll be live for sure. Yeah. And then we got a bunch of other big movie news headlines that we'll get into. So I thought that we would just start out there talking about the Oscar producers. Really want to remind you that it's an early start time, because it's the time change this weekend. We really got to stop doing this. We got to stop moving the clock ahead and back every year. It just... I understand why we started doing it, but we don't need to do it anymore. So it's kind of like, just keep the clocks at the same time, for crying out loud. Anyway, yes, so 7 p.m. March. Wait, I thought it was March 11th. March 10th. All right, there it is. March 10th. Yes. So, we just got to figure out who's going to win, and I'm going to give you my picks today. We're getting the Oscars live show the first time in the UK and Ireland. Oh, cool, man! Arglass Vikings. That's awesome. So, I thought we would just go through my list, and guys, it's I'm not involved with a pool or anything, but if you wanted to know, best actor in a leading role. I think everybody's convinced that Cillian Murphy's probably going to come away with this, but I think Paul Giamatti might as well. So, guys, I think for me, if I were in a voting pool, I would have to go, because Paul Giamatti was so great in that movie, The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy, they both give comprehensive performances overall throughout the film that make you go, wow, holy, that guy's doing some really good work. Maestro, meh. I never saw Rustin. American Fiction, Jeffrey Wright was good in American Fiction, but it's kind of like he doesn't go to the places that Cillian Murphy or Paul Giamatti do. And in fact, if I were to say out of the two, I think Paul Giamatti shows the most range. Now, is that going to be the one that tips the scale? For me, it will. I still think that Cillian Murphy might win, but I am going to go with Paul Giamatti as actor. That's going to be my pick right there. Best supporting actor in a supporting role, I'm going to go with Robert Downey, RDJ, because he's been winning it across the board. Nobody else has won anything anywhere else. Oh wait, no. I think Sterling K. Brown won one for the, like, I forget what it was. He won for something, but it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. all the way. So that's like pretty much a lock. Actress in a leading role. Everybody thinks that I'm gonna give it to Emma Stone for actress because she was really good in Poor Things. And that's what I'm talking about, like a full performance throughout the entire movie. Lily Gladstone's getting a lot of push right now because of the SAG win, right? She won for the SAGs. And it's still possible that she can win. I would not be upset with either of those two winning. And you know what? As a sleeper pick, I really liked Annette Bening in Nyad. I was just thinking about Nyad the other day, and I was like, those were two really good performances. And like they carried that movie, and they had to, because Nyad it was more about the drama of like this woman trying to make the swim and then the team surrounding her. Really good overall performances. Lily Gladstone was in about half the movie, and then she was like sleeping for the other half, right? So it's kind of like, while she was good in a few of the scenes, but overall comprehensively, I would give it to Emma Stone. Arglass says there, Paul Giamatti was great, but I think Divine Joy Randolph will get the only award from that movie. It's possible, but I'm putting my money on Paul Giamatti. Actress in a supporting role, yeah, that's Divine Joy Randolph. It's the apostrophe. It always throws me off. Divine, I want to say Divine Joy Randolph. The only person that I think that could give her a run for the money was Emily Blunt, who I would like to see, but I'm saying Divine is her. Best animated feature, guys. This is going to be a passion pick for me. This is going to be The Boy and the Heron for me, because I think it's Hayao Miyazaki's final film. He's never won one before, right? No. Spirited Away won, right? Spirited Away did win, didn't it? Yeah, in 2001. Best animated feature, Spirited Away, which he also did. So did he come up and accept it then? It was a great movie. No, I don't think he came up and accepted it. Looks like God, Cameron Diaz. Jeez. Yeah. Okay. But still, it'd be nice to give him, and I would be cool to see him actually be there. Hayao Miyazaki. Elemental. That would be my second pick. I know a lot of people want Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I've never seen it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm probably never going to see it. But James is the best Spider-Man ever. I'm sorry. I can't get past the animation. I can't get past the blocky animation style. Do you guys understand? I don't like watching choppy stuff. I don't like it. I hate it. I detest it. Anyway, so that's why I don't watch Spider-Man. Cinematography. Oppenheimer. Yeah, everybody's thinking Oppenheimer on this one. Cinematography is going to go to Oppenheimer. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Killers of the Flower Moon. No. Maestro. No. I don't even know why Maestro is nominated. Like, out of all the, like, this is where you put in action stuff as well, guys. I mean, you look at Maestro, fine, things were framed properly, but what about John Wick Chapter 4 for cinematography? I mean, there's just beauty in a lot of the action, the way that it was filmed.
I claim the coup de grace.
And yeah, you can say that it was filmed all on a green screen set somewhere. Fine, but like there's just like they put in scope for it, right? And it's just I thought cinematically John Wick had a chance to be nominated. I don't know why not. It was really good. But anyway, Oppenheimer cinematography is probably going to take it down. Costume design, not Napoleon. Poor Things, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe Poor Things will be costume design. Why not? Killers of the Flower Moon had some good costume design. Barbie might also take it for costume design, but I'm putting my money on Poor Things right there. Oppenheimer was also. It's not the thing that you make you go wow. At least with Poor Things, there's a couple of costumes and design stuff in there where it's kind of like, oh, okay. Napoleon, get out of here. So that's what I say. Directing. I think Christopher Nolan is a lock for that one as well. Chris Nolan for directing. Who else can give them a run for the money? Maybe Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest. It'd be cool if Yorgos went there as well. I don't think Scorsese has a chance. Documentary features. I don't know any. I never watched any of the documentaries, guys. So I'm not going to pick on those. Film editing. Let's go to film editing. I am going to pick Anatomy of Fall, Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Oppenheimer had some great editing. It was such a long film, and it didn't feel like that at all, right? It felt like it just moved really quickly. So Poor Things also had some really good editing. Holdovers, I think, my initial impression of it when I got out of the theater, I was kind of like, was it as good as I thought it? Like I wasn't blown wide open like I was for like Godzilla -1, which I don't know why that's not on there, or I wasn't blown away for like when I came out of Dune Part Two. I was like, oh wow, that's film editing, right? So out of those ones, I would probably have to give it to Oppenheimer. Again, I think Oppenheimer's going to get a lot, guys, for sure. 20 Days in Maripol is out on YouTube. Okay, Bifer says. I voted Maestro for makeup. Okay, cool. Are we at makeup yet? No. Best international film. I said this, guys. My money is going to be on. My pick. My pick would be for Society of the Snow, but I think it's going to go to Zone of Interest. So I'm going to pick Zone of Interest for international pick. This is where Godzilla -1 should have shown up for Japan, but even if it was nominated, I don't think it would have won anyway because Society of the Snow and Zone of Interest just seem to be more like the Academy picks that everybody likes. So there we go. Makeup and hairstyling. Quite a maestro. There you go, Bifer. There's your maestro. Oppenheimer for makeup and hairstyling. That one puzzles me though. That one I don't get. Poor Things I get. Society of Snow for makeup and effects or makeup and hairstyling. They were dehydrated. Yeah, that worked. But for me, makeup and hairstyling, it's the production design, everything about Poor Things. I'm going to give makeup and hair to Poor Things. There you go. And I'm sorry, I've said this. I know you don't like to hear me rag on Maestro, but it's the nose that just took me out of it, kind of thing, right? It's kind of like I don't understand. It's like I obviously, hey guys, I got a nose on. Here let me play Maestro. It's like that bad for me. It was. Some people said it was great, but it just constantly took me out of the film. I was like, I don't understand it. It's kind of like the year that Shang-Chi was nominated for visual effects. I'm watching the last third act of that film, and it's a cartoon. It's all CGI, and I'm like, how the heck is this nominated for best visual effects? But anyway, yeah, Poor Things would be my pick for film editing, or sorry, makeup and hairstyling. Music original score. Ludwig Göransson has been winning it hands down for Oppenheimer. Ludwig is my pick for original score. Um, it would be nice for sentimental reasons. Give uh, would be for John Williams for his final film score for sentimental reasons. I don't remember any of the score or music from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, though. Of course, we all remember the Indiana Jones theme, but that wasn't from that movie, right? That was just recounted for that version. Uh, Actually, you know what did have a decent score that I did talk about was Poor Things, right? Remember when was it my straight out of the theater reaction? Then I was like, there's a soundtrack here to this movie that a lot of people won't like, but it really, really works with the movie. And that was Poor Things. But Ludwig Göransson's been running away with it, so I'll give that to Oppenheimer. Best original song, Fires Inside, I'm Just Ken. That would be the sentimental pick, right? I'm Just Ken. I think people would love to see that. We're going to see him perform, but I think I'm with everybody else that it's going to be Billie Eilish. Yeah, what was I made for? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm writing all this down. So when we go on Sunday and we start seeing these down, we'll be like, oh, I got that right. I got that right. Is that it for Best Picture? Why is Best Picture be? Shouldn't Best Picture be the last one? uh, Guys, out of all those ones, we know it seems that Oppenheimer's going to win Best Picture, right? It was the best. It was just like one of those films where it's like, yeah, you walk out of it and you're like, wow. It'd be cool if Poor Things won. TJ Game Team of TJ Gaming says music and wonk. Okay, for me personal. Okay, by for giving some praise to TMJ Gaming. Cool, man. Production design. What are we going for? Well, for me, it would be Poor Things. As I said, so for production design, I'm going to give to Poor Things because of just you watch one of those a cell from that movie, and it's just like, wow. Let me show you what I mean. Not the dancing design.
Understand, me never lived outside God's house.
What?
Yeah, this is the dancing scene. That's just in a ballroom using a wide-angle lens. Again, cinematography for it was great. I want to get to the boat. Where's the boat? Oh, they're not showing me the boat. I guess I can't. But there's there's a sequence in Poor Things where they go on this boat and she's sitting out on the decks and stuff, and it's kind of like she's looking at like the sunrise and stuff, and it's kind of like it's just yeah, the production design for that was just it was wow, it was like cool. I can't believe I'm seeing something like that. But yeah, it could be Oppenheimer as well. So, but I'm still picking Poor Things. Best animated short, I didn't watch any of those. Live action short, we did watch though. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. And they published the other three, I think, that came out of that, the other shorts, but they didn't have all the same cast. It was like a smaller cast for the other three. The Wonderful Story. So I'm putting my money on that for Wes Anderson. I don't know what happened to Wes Anderson this year because I thought for at least this the scripts that he would get something for Asteroid City, but I guess nobody liked Asteroid City but me. Yeah, which sucks because I thought it was a good film. Sound. How is it? How can you not go with Oppenheimer? Sound was so important to Oppenheimer, same way like Dune Part 2's sound is. Like the seats shook. Um, it was part of the immersive experience for Oppenheimer. And you'd be like, for just a drama about a guy trying to develop the bomb. But yeah, my sentimental pick would be for Mission Impossible, though. Creator was also some good sound design. The the sound of the beam or whatever when the ship would put down its scanning ray. Wow, that was really cool stuff too. But I think Oppenheimer is going to win for that. And visual effects. Ha ha ha! The creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, or Napoleon. Guess what? Again, what the heck is Napoleon doing here, guys? For God's sakes. Uh, Sentimental pick would be Godzilla -1. That would be really cool if it did. For the budget that they had, what they were able to achieve, I would say I'm giving it to Godzilla. There you go. Whatever. I know it's probably not going to win. It's probably going to, like, the creator was also an achievement. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Mission Impossible, they had the money to throw around. Napoleon definitely had the money. It was like a 200 million plus movie. So it's kind of like, yeah, that seems like standard token fare. I don't see a whole lot of ingenuity stuff coming out of Guardians of the Galaxy or Mission Impossible. Even though that you still saw Tom Cruise ride his motorcycle off the side of the cliff, which was good visual effects. I just like for they were able to achieve with Godzilla -1. It's also kind of like, yeah, what they were able to do with the creator. As Gareth Edwards said when they were filming some of the visual effects, it's kind of like, well, how are we going to film that? How are we going to film that? Well, we're going to have to build a big set with a green screen stage, and we're going to have to. And then Gareth was like, no, just give me the camera. I'm going to do this. I'm going to film this. I'll get the shot. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of money on this one little thing that we need. It's not. He went and he got the shot. And it's like, that's how filmmaking should be, guys. If you're creating ideas of inventive ways of getting things done instead of spending and spending and spending. And I'm looking at you, Mission Impossible and Guardians of the Galaxy and Napoleon. Were the battle scenes in Napoleon enough? And I just realized that I brewed a coffee and it's sitting out on the in the kitchen on the counter. Hey, I'll go grab it after we're done this session or this little thing. Um, Best visual effects, yeah, Godzilla minus one. Writing, adapted screenplay in American fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. I think this is where American fiction might win. They might win one, but it would be cool if Barbie won. Like, where's Barbie going to win? Because it feels like they would give Barbie at least one. Could Barbie win that? Oppenheimer, also a really good script. Poor Things. Like, this one is hard to call. This one feels like it's a true 5-horse race, right? I haven't seen Zone of Interest yet. Poor Things had great writing. Oppenheimer had great writing. Barbie, that's one of the things I felt coming out of the theater was like, this had no business being as good as it was. But a lot of that was because of how well written it was, right? But American fiction was also, like, the writing in American fiction was the absolute standout. 100%. I know some people will want to say it was the acting because of Jeffrey Wright and stuff like that, Sterling K. Brown. But for me, the standout was just the writing for American fiction. Barbie, yeah. Barbie would be the sentimental pick. Adapted screenplay. I don't think Oppenheimer's going to win that one, though, for some reason. I'm going to put it on American fiction. Yeah. For adapted screenplay. And then finally, writing. Original screenplay, Anatomy of Fall, Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. This is sorry guys. This one's going straight to the Holdovers. Now, Anatomy of a Fall may get it as well, but I think Divine. Who is it that said in there in the live chat? Hourglass, was it? This is the other one that Holdovers might get original screenplay as well, because the writing for Holdovers was top tier, right? I like that you get to see May, December, and Past Lives in there as well. Anatomy of a Fall is also a possible great winner, but that's my money. So we got Holdovers. And those are my picks coming up this Thursday, guys. Or sorry, this Sunday. We're doing our picks on Thursday. There is a few things that I could probably wiggle around on, and if you twisted my thumb, I'd be like, okay, I'll go that way. TJ Gaming says, yeah, creators is also good visuals. Godzilla minus one deserves to win special effects for creativity on the budget. Artglass says, yeah. Barbie movie for me, okay, but VFX good, a bit different for cinema, yeah. I thought Barbie would get a little bit more. I don't know. Are we going live on Sunday? I'm going to be having the studio set up. I'll have everything set up ready to rock and roll. We may go live for like the last half an hour or so to see who's going to win. It won't be a long show for the live thing. Because, well, if it starts at 7, it'll be like 10:30, 11 o'clock by the time they get to the best picture. But we'll do the big ones. We'll do the big ones. And I may publish like my reaction to the best supporting and actor and actresses just on like story mode on TikTok and Instagram, which reminds me, there you go, guys. TikTok and Instagram. Check us out there. Sometimes you see like extended versions of my favorite movies of February and stuff. You see the extended versions on TikTok and Instagram. So go check that out. All right, I'm going to go grab my coffee that I left out on the counter, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. How to check this Oscar list movie. Oh, you wanted to see my picks? Well, I guess I could put my picks up maybe in the description. How do I check this list? Oh, this is just on the Academy Oscars website. And this will get updated, and like THR, Variety, Coming Soon.net, Movie Web, they'll all post their uh, their winners list as they come in, so they'll highlight whatever one wins as we get through them. It's weird we don't change time until the end of the month. Our guy says, yeah. So um, it'll be 7 p.m. is when they start Eastern here in North America. So what's going on with this pen? I see something wrong with this pen. Um, why is that doing that? I don't know. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some movie news headlines for sure. Bill Murray jokes the new Ghostbusters can never match the original. Well, they don't have to. I don't hold them to that standard. I don't think that they have to like this trio. Well, if you add in Ernie Hudson, is four of them, but this trio they don't have to match up. This was the team that started us off, but I thought they've done a great job of kind of like relaying and passing the torch over, so they don't have to. Bill Murray says though he joked, "quote This is different generation. They are nice people, but they're not as much fun as we are. You know that." Oh, okay. So he just said that jokingly, guys. I don't think he's trying to throw any shade at him because I was one of the few people that for the longest time, Bill Murray was the stand, like the holdout that he would never, ever, ever go back to Ghostbusters. But here he is back in two Ghostbuster films without any protest, it seems like. So kudos to that. And I like the new team. I like the younger cast, Paul Rudd with the younger cast. I think I'm happy with it because you still see Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson. So they've done it right. They're not killing the legacy cast off in each movie. For God's sakes, I don't know why. Anyway, yeah. Timothée Chalamet wants Austin Butler to reprise Elvis in Bob Dylan biopic. Yeah, we know that Timothée Chalamet is doing a Bob Dylan biopic, but he wants Austin Butler to cameo as Elvis in that movie. Now that would be cool. You can't get like Austin Butler and Timothée Chalamet are like huge right now, right? Because of Doom Part 2. And if you've ever seen like the press tour stuff of them like talking with each other back and forth, kind of like bantering, you can tell that they've got like some kind of like chemistry, right? Like friendship kind of stuff. So if they're friends off set as well, and he says, "Oh, it'd be cool if you cameoed as Elvis," hey, I'd be up for that. Um, I like that Elvis movie, the Baz Luhrmann stuff. The first 40 minutes of the editing style of it, though, were a little like, really, we got to cut every 2 seconds? Sometimes less than 2 seconds. It's like, um, it's a little bit quick. But then it kind of mellows out towards the end. And that ending final sequence of him singing Unchained Melody. It was Unchained Melody, right? Awesome. And how it just kind of bled into the real footage of Elvis. Well, I want to watch that movie again. But you know what? I would watch Elvis in tandem with Priscilla last year. Kaylee Spaney's uh, Priscilla. If you watch those two back to back, and it's just like you get such a different perspective of Elvis, right? And that's what I like to see in biopics. Um, I know for some people it didn't go quite as dark as the people wanted it to for Bob Marley One Love, but I felt like it was okay. As you know, I still like Bob Marley. Um, I just hope they don't pull any punches for the Winehouse, sorry, Weinstein, Amy Winehouse biopic, and I hope they don't hold anything back for Michael Jackson biopic. But I'm sure they're gonna hold everything back. Hey, next, Lindsay Lohan says Freaky Friday 2 is happening. Cool. Oh, yes, Jamie Lee Curtis, we've heard her say that she would come back and do that, so why not? And Yes, so she was out promoting her new movie, Irish Wish. Lindsay Lohan told Andy Cohen that we're both excited that Jamie Lee Curtis is on board. We're both excited. I'm going to speak for Jamie. This would be the right time. She told People back in 2022, there would be nothing I would love more, honestly, than to be able to work with her again, share our time again, and be able to share it at this age where both of us 20 years older or whatever we are. Yeah. Curtis pitched the idea. I would like to see Lindsay be the hot grandma, and I would like to see me try to deal with toddlers today. Let me be the grandma. Oh, like a sexy grandma? I don't know about that. Well, hey, why not? Yeah. Eh. When the actor says it before the actual producers and directors or whoever's going to be attached to that, you just got to take it with a grain of salt, right? Of course, an actor wants to be worked with, gets work. I don't see anything here about a director or anything being attached to it, though. I don't even see a production house. Cash grab. The first one wasn't that big to begin with anyway, so I don't know. From the trailer, I think a lot of new Ghostbusters have bought the farm before the end of the movie. Really? You think that they're all going to die out in Frozen Empire? But that's the second movie in. If they got rid of Bill Murray in the second one, fine. But whatever. I just hope they don't get rid of Dan Aykroyd because he's the one that's kind of like he pioneered it, right? They need to do a Blumhouse A24 Michael Jackson rather than a Disney version. Yeah, exactly, Artglass. And have someone like Darren Aronofsky do Michael Jackson. That would be kind of like, wow, whoa, whoa. It'd be kind of like, where are you going with this kind of thing? Yeah, maybe Adam McKay could do something gritty with Michael Jackson. I just don't want the sugar coated kind of thing, right? I didn't spoil it, but I was disappointed with some characters' mannerisms and characters' depths on Avatar's Airbenders. Did I pull that story? Yeah, I didn't pull that story, but we can probably talk about that. Um, that Netflix renewed Avatar Last Airbender for season 2 and 3. Uh, I guys, I never watched the cartoon or the anime. I don't have stake in it, so I was somebody who watched the Shyamalan version and was kind of like, it's not a very good movie. I could see some appeal in there, but I wasn't offended by it like everybody who was a fan of the anime was, because I just didn't know. I don't know. So I would be watching the Netflix version and I'd be like, well, I don't know if that's supposed to be good or not. I can look at it objectively like I do other movies and look at the story structure and the acting and all that kind of stuff. I'll be honest, it doesn't really interest me. Airbenders are in it for the long haul. It seems very thin story for the most part. Yeah, it's a it's an adventure. It's a quest movie, right? He's got to put together a team of all the four elements or something like that to fight the bad guys. And that's my limited sort of grasp of it, right? And it's weird because the reviews for it were low, right? Well, that's the see. Yeah, I know that the anime is beloved. I know that the live action won 59% there. It just, I'm sorry. And from what I heard is that the people that don't like it, that are fans of it, still watched it. So it's kind of like they added to it. Remember, you tell people that you like something by watching it, and if you hate it before you watch it, then don't. That's what always boggles my mind. Like you see people out there hating all over Star Wars, and why are you watching it? Because I want you don't tell me what to do. I have my own channel here, and I'm going to watch everything that I hate. And okay, fine. If you want to waste your days and your time, appealing to people's outrage culture, go for it. But that's not me, right? I don't, and that's probably never going to be me. Next, Zendaya pays tribute to David Lynch's Dune on promo circuit. You know, there are things like, yeah, the voice boxes and everything. They didn't have to do the voice boxes, but I still would have liked to have seen them utilize the voice a bit more in Villeneuve's Dune, because he teaches the Fremen in the Lynch version. So what did she do? Cyborg-esque outfit that she appeared in the premiere. But you're not going to show me a picture of it. Yeah, I know the stuff about the deleted scenes. I think we still will probably get that. All right, let's see if we can find Zendaya Dune premiere. I'm not seeing any kind of anything here that would be like a tribute to the older. This metal one? No, that's a weird outfit though, right? What is that, metal? It's all shiny. A butt-bearing silver suit armor in Dune Part 2 premiere. See photos. Well, if it's butt-bearing, I don't know if they'll like that. uh, it is interesting. I said that when you're Timothée Chalamet or Zendaya, you can pretty much put on anything and you're going to look good in it. A little C-3PO-ish for my taste. I don't see how that's a tribute, but whatever. Yeah. Airbenders. Shogun series, on the other hand, is phenomenal. Oh, is it? It's being released weekly, though, right? Bifer says Barbarella. Is that a little bit like Barbarella? Maybe. So her butt is hanging out here as well, too, apparently. Well, we don't... Well, if that intrigues you. Eyes in the Trees. Anthony Hopkins to star in The Island of Dr. Moreau reimagining. To star in Eyes in the Trees. Okay. From Timothy Woodward Jr. I didn't. I like the concept of the Island of Dr. Moreau, where he's like doing experiments on all the people and stuff like that to transform them in like the hybrids and stuff. The the early version, it was Val Kilmer, right? That was also in that. It was kind of like, it felt like they pulled some punches in that one. I want to see it get gross. Like, show us the transformations. Show us the gross body horror that Dr. Moreau, the Island of Dr. Moreau, would be about, right? There's not the aftermath of it and the political fallout of the creatures overthrowing him and stuff like that. Yeah, that should be taken for granted that that was what was going to happen, or whatever. So Anthony Hopkins would be taking that over, huh? It was Marlon Brando in the original, and that was like one of his last films or something, right? That was like towards the end of his career. Brando was like, I don't even want to read the script. I don't want to know the lines. Just I'll have the lines given to me and I'll do them on the set. And it was like that way of working. That's not a good way to work. That's not professional. But anyway, Hopkins will be taking on the role of a geneticist who has isolated after the government stopped funding his research following the violent outbreak of one of his test subjects. Later, two renowned filmmakers and their crew embark on a journey of discovery only to find their excursion turned into a fight of survival and not just for themselves. Yeah, we know that. We know the story. He goes to his island. He finds that he's been experimenting on people. I think that's a good casting. Put Patrick Wilson in there as the journalist that goes to the island too. And with updated effects, I don't know though. I don't want to see CGI creatures. I want to see like good makeup effects. And as I said, lean into the body horror aspect. Team and TJ Gaming says, I heard that the owner writers of the animation Airbender, they wrote only 2 episodes on Netflix Airbender series, and Netflix fight on creator animation when then they left the Netflix Bender. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that the original people were only brought in for like a few things, and then they were kind of like, there's the door kind of thing. Yeah, that's not a good way to do business. Next. Couple Karate Kid stories here. Karate Kid casts Cruel Summer Sadie Stanley as the romantic lead. Coming of age martial arts movie is due out this year, December 13th. Taylor Swift's birthday. Really? The actress will play the romantic lead opposite Ben Wang, Jackie Chan, and Ralph Macchio. And Joshua Jackson was announced earlier in the week to come back to be in this cast. Plot details are kept under the doji, but is known that the new installment will bring the story to the East Coast and focus on a teen from China who, as per Karate Kid lore, finds strength and direction via martial arts, and a tough but wise mentor or two. Jonathan Entwistle, known for the television dramas, is directing. Okay. So, guy who's done a bunch of TV stuff. I don't know. Sadie Stanley. I don't recognize the face. Pull her up. 22. What else has she been in? Cruel Summer, Dead to Me, Goldbergs. It's a lot of TV stuff. Robot Chicken. Game Shakers, Dead to Me. Why does that sound familiar? No? It's a TV series. Next Karate Kid movie. So this will be somewhat of a big break for her. Her first big production. Well, it can't get worse than Napoleon. Oh yeah, I don't know what they were smoking when they came up with that one. Karate Kid did Jaden Smith return? No, TMNT J Gaming. He's not going to be returning. The new kid is. I'll show you the new kid here in just a minute. But this one's cool. Ming-Na Wen is joining the Karate Kid cast, so that's cool. She's awesome, and she's aged phenomenally well, and she takes great care of herself. She's 60 years old. 60. Like, wow. Did you see any lines? Well, maybe a little bit there. Starting to look a little bit like it, but still stunning. I like her as an actress, and cool. She's going to be in Karate Kid. You wanted to see who was going to be playing the main kid? It's Ben Wang. Ben Wang, right here. Here's our new Karate Kid. I don't know any of his work. We have looked at him before, obviously, because you can see there on my browser. I think he can bring it. I don't know, at certain angles, you get a little bit of like Bruce Lee there, right? At certain angles. Like here, he doesn't. The front face on it doesn't look like him. So every now and then. Interesting. Next. Sophia Boutella says harsh reviews for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon affected her. Well, yes. Uh, I, guys, Rebel Moon last year was one of my most anticipated movies, and it came out and it completely stunk up the joint. Uh, like it was one of those things where if we were not doing a full live watch along for Rebel Moon, I would have probably turned it off. I definitely would have used this. You need the fast forward button when you watch Rebel Moon because it's just 21% by critics, 58 by the audience. Uh, I was being really, really kind when we were watching it. I am not anticipating the second part. I don't see how a second installment is going to somehow enrich this story because it's lost. Nobody's talking about it. Which I guess maybe is a good thing for perhaps Zack Snyder that nobody's talking about it because it's kind of like it came out and it was like ugh ugh. No, I'm not. I'm never ever going to be watching part one ever again. Ever. Not even the 4 hour cut that's supposed to come out. I'm not going to watch that either because I don't see how that's going to help the base template, the structure template of the film. I don't see how that's going to fix it. Like adding on a few more story elements isn't going to fill in things that'll make me go, oh, it's the frame, it's the structure of the film that's it's flawed. Um, yeah, and here's the thing too. Uh, Rebel Moon came out in December. Nobody's talking about it. And it should have been big, masterful, epic, quality filmmaking. We know Zack Snyder can do it. But you wanted people coming out of Rebel Moon like the way that people are coming out of Doom Part 2 of going, wow. But people came out of going, ugh. So, yeah, I could see how that could affect her. And it sucks because Sophia Boutella, I was rooting for her, man. And I know she can act because Matthew Vaughn got some really good stuff out of her. But I don't know if it was just the line deliveries or like the editing choices that they made. But some of her dialogue was just, how are you an actor? And I don't like saying that because I'm rooting for her. I still think that she's got it. It's just not with Zack Snyder. Yeah. Saying that the critics demolished the movie is putting it lightly. Why is it doing that? Why is my scrolling doing that? It shouldn't be doing that. I have to figure out why it's doing that. I always thought I was fully armed to take on those punches, and then I read the critics that came down on Rebel Moon, and it really affected me, Boutella said. And I'm just going to be honest about it. I feel like I'm carrying it for everybody that cared so much about this project, and that's what's affected me, not the way I look. If anything, I've been pretty lucky and people like my work in it, but the movie was criticized. Well, I wouldn't say that, Sophia. I think a lot of people are blaming Zack Snyder for this, and the editing choices of the constant slow motion that was put in. Um, Arglass says, I reckon the stills on the cutting room floor could make a better Rebel Moon movie. It needed an edit. It needed Zack Snyder not to be part of that editing process. I'm usually somebody who champions directors to be involved with every part of the film, but Zack Snyder has proven to us, not once, not twice, but now 3 or 4 times, that if he's in charge of any part of the editing process, the film just gets bloated. It goes off the rails. And it's kind of hard to fight what happened with the Justice League movie. We know that he was pretty much fired from it. But when you watch that movie, when you watch his movies, as I said, one of the greatest parts for me was
Billy Bobby Brown.
to demonstrate that was like just the overuse of establishing shots. Let's see if I can pull up something here. I guess I can't. Oh, maybe this one. Okay, yeah. So, see the long pan down of the building, and then we pan up, and we see Wonder Woman standing there. That's just a small case of it. Like, did we have to have like the building? The film is full of that stuff. Like, what do we need out of this scene to convey the information that Wonder Woman is standing on top of the building, waiting to jump in? Do we really need 14 seconds of that? And some scenes of them just going into the bedroom or bathroom of Lois Lane, it's like this long tracking shot. That's 7 seconds that could be cut from the film. And those small little seconds count up, right? Those small seconds count, because there were 14 seconds just to establish that Wonder Woman standing on top of the building. You really need that? Or no, we got like 19 seconds. And those little seconds count up. And it's what Denis Villeneuve said about Dune Part 2's deleted scenes. You've got to be willing to cut off your arm, right? Your babies. And Zack Snyder has proven that he's not ready to cut off his arm in the editing room. He can't. So he shouldn't be part of it. But anyway, I thought it was a long digression. But I like talking about that. Next. Leah Sadu says acting in Europe is easier because Hollywood is harsh on women. You have to conform in America or you lose your freedom. That sucks. She's stunning, isn't she? She was really good in Doom Part 2 as well. She was also in Bond as well, right? French. She's French, right? Home country of France, yeah. So she's done a lot of French stuff. The industry in America, I find it harsh on women, and that's pretty damning, isn't it? And that just, yeah, it goes all around. Like, I don't understand when you get into a position of power, and it's kind of like, I want to lord over people. I want to assert my dominance. It's kind of like, that's the forbidden fruit. That's the apple that God said not to eat, is that power corrupting you, right? I have more freedom because I'm a European actress, which suits me. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. And in America, you have to conform. I don't want to adapt myself to the system. I want the system to adapt to me. Well, that's a longer thing, but hey, if you're happy not working in North America, but you can still work, that's fine. Hey, that's also what you want to do. You want to be able to do the things that you like to do, and hopefully do those. The stuff that you like to do will earn you money. You can make a living off of doing stuff that you love. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be standing in front of a CNC machine for 10 hours a day. Like, who aspires to that? Sitting in front of a computer, working on spreadsheets, hammering out data mining. Like, who aspires to that? Anyway, points well taken. Next, X-Men actor Vinnie Jones turns down Deadpool 3 due to mental toll of Juggernaut suit. Says making The Last Stand was shambles. I was very upset. Yeah, because we've had Juggernaut in Deadpool 2, the CGI version. It would be kind of cool. If you don't know yet, guys, obviously Deadpool 3 is going to be multiverse, bringing in all these other characters from past installments of things and kind of like having a big send-off for them. It would have been cool to see Vinnie Jones back, but apparently putting on the costume, it's just a bit too much. It's kind of like that story you heard about Lord of the Rings, about the Gimli outfit, right? That apparently was a real pain in the butt to put on, and then once you put it on, uh, it's tight. It pinches. You're constantly kind of like you're working with a pinch in your arm or down your back all the time, and it's kind of like it sucks. It was traumatic, right? Yeah, like the muscles were not as obviously augmented, right? The whole body kind of thing. I could see, yeah, not putting that on. It would have been cool to see him back there just as a cameo. Um, I didn't hate his version of Juggernaut, but I want to see Juggernaut fight like Wolverine again. I want to see Juggernaut fight Spider-Man, and hopefully not the CG version. Vinnie Jones, Mental Toll. Funnily enough, I just got asked to do Deadpool, the new one now, and I spoke to the director and I just said, it's such a drama putting on that suit on mentally and physically, Jones said. It had its mental toll as well because you're in it and you can't do anything all day. You can only drink through a straw, or that too. You couldn't strike down a Deadpool or Wolverine. But do you think that maybe some advancements? I don't know. Yeah, because it was tight on you. Yeah, I couldn't like. I wouldn't like that. It'd be kind of like a really tight wetsuit that's kind of like one size too small. That really constricts you, kind of thing, right? Yeah, it's keeping me dry, but God, I feel like I'm getting suffocated in this thing. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't like that. Is that all I got? Jim Parsons and Mayim Bialik to reprise their Big Bang Theory roles for the Young Sheldon series finale. Is that finally coming to an end? The thing is that when they started that series, the boy who played the young Sheldon was small, but of course, because it's been going on for years now, he's growing up, and people are starting to realize that no, he doesn't look like Jim Parsons. So it's kind of like it's time to end that. I was a fan of the Big Bang Theory. I liked it a lot. I know that it was not a really great representation of like nerd culture. It was kind of like, yeah, they're nerds, but they're also looking down at their nose at nerds while trying to be nice. Whatever. It would be kind of cool to see them back for a small cameo. Why not? All right. Is that all that I have? The idea of you, Anne Hathaway, becomes involved with a famous pop musician in new trailer for Amazon Prime.
How did you guys meet? We need to know the story.
Let me turn over the audio for you guys. I don't care if I get this claimed or whatever. Let's watch some trailers. Marvel probably they do like the CGI sir because in comic he is big and bulk. Well, yeah, it's hard to you can't do a Juggernaut without him being like Thanos big, right? I do like Anne Hathaway. The idea of you for Amazon Prime.
Coachella.
Falls in love with a pop star, huh?
Hi.
This is your trailer?
Yeah, I'm in the band. We're performing on the main stage.
August Moon?
Yeah.
I met someone tonight. I feel a little inspired.
This one's called Closer.
Oh, music. Yeah, music always.
We need you up front. Okay. Like, now.
I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Coachella.
Yes, I remember you.
Well, I desperately need some artwork.
Why don't we start in the back?
Some artwork.
I like these.
Ah, fantastic. This piece is from my friend Sarah.
What's it called?
Unclose me.
And what do you feel when you look at it?
Everything.
Everything, huh? So, what's the catch here?
It's nothing, really.
I like it.
What's the hook?
Yeah?
Two people fall in
Yeah.
love. Not seeing a hook here.
I'm too old for
Hang
you.
on. Are they not supposed to fall in love? Ooh. She too old for him? Is that what they're gonna say? Is that the controversy? I don't care if you're 20 years old and Anne Hathaway says she wants a piece of you. Who's gonna say no?
What about what people will say?
I don't care what they say.
Are they just trying to do a... there's the music again. Are they trying to do a variation of like the Lolita story, but with a guy instead? The thing... Oh, they just did that with May December, didn't they? Caught a cougar. Huh.
I didn't know my being happy would piss so many people off.
Did I not warn you? People hate happy women. Can I do?
Well, we know that Anne Hathaway can bring it, right?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, she can bring it. Oh, whoa. The idea of you, rated R, for some language and sexual content. If Anne is considered old, then I'm a fossil. Yeah. Yeah. For like, I think I'm older than Anne Hathaway. So, yeah, I'm on that page where it's kind of like, how old is Anne Hathaway? Who doesn't like to be called Anne, by the way, for some reason. 41. She's not old. What are you talking about? But it is weird. If it were a man, a 41-year-old, yeah, it's frowned upon if a 41-year-old man starts dating like an 18-year-old or 20-year-old. That is weird. I don't like that. It's supposed to be romantic, though, so see how that goes. I don't know anything about this, guys. Three Body Problem. It's going to be on Netflix. It says final trailer.
I have to tell you something.
Is this a series or is this a
Insane.
movie? Final trailer.
True.
Ooh. Bodies.
What about all of us?
Oh, who's that? Who is that? Isa Gonzalez. Benedict Wong. Huh.
It started a long time ago.
Back in 1977, they detected a sequence,
That's Benedict Wong, right?
called it the wow signal.
What's it say?
Wow signal. Well, that's that boop sound, right? That they recorded? That came back from space? Like, that actually exists. There is a boop sound that came back.
are coming.
But a lot of people are like, is it an algorithm for something, or is it kind of like...
That's the question, right? Oh, hello, darling.
Benedict
When
Wong's
your
always cool.
consciousness ends in one world, it could continue to exist in many other worlds.
Oh, so it's kind of like that Avatar kind of thing. It's like Peripheral, right? That we watched on Amazon Prime, where they put on that thing and they go put into like an avatar body or something. But maybe it's kind of like a virtual world they go into.
What do you think is
Was that, who was that? Was that Liam Cunningham?
you think is happening?
I thought I saw, if it was, I'm watching this series. The Onion Knight? Is that him? It is, isn't it? Cool. Maybe we'll have to check this out, guys.
What do you think?
Another thing that we'll watch here in March. Is this a series or is this a movie?
We're at war.
Oh, music, guys. Sorry, I'm.
Be remembered.
Hopefully, the music doesn't get us flagged.
I'm someone who fought back.
This bitter earth.
Intriguing. Three-body problem novel. TV series, March 21st. Yeah. How about you? What do you guys think about watching this together? A fateful decision made in 1960s China. Yeah, reverberates. We got that from the trailer, but who's all in this? 8 episodes. Oh, wow. Liam Cunningham. How was him? Thomas Wade. I'll check that out. Why not? Fascinating. Is that it? One more for Prime? Fallout trailer 2?
I'm here to show you a wonderful place. A veritable
Goggins?
Camelot, the nuclear age. Not made by God Almighty, but the working man. You can be a hero by purchasing a residence in a Vault-Tec vault today. Because if the worst should happen tomorrow, the world is going to need you to build a better day after.
The mission of the vaults should be important to everyone.
The production design looks pretty good here, huh?
And restart civilization.
Looks a lot better than what Halo was producing.
200 years.
Holy shit. You're an actual vault dweller.
I am.
I thought all you dipshits were dead.
Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother.
It isn't like the vault out there. It's big.
I never played the game Fallout, guys. Did you? But I am signing up again for Prime. I guess I could do it today if I wanted.
I've had a rough week. Practically every person I've met up here has tried to kill me.
I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
You need to go home. You come from a world of rules, of laws. You should not be alone.
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
To hurt the people who hurt me?
People are going to come after you.
This looks good, though. This looks like...
stays clean up here, Volty.
It's got some grit to it, right?
So now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Yeah. I like the tone.
Look
Kyle
out this
MacLachlan?
wasteland.
The original Paul Atreides.
But there's always somebody behind the wheel.
I think Goggins looks like he's on point here.
What is happening here?
Everyone wants to save the world. They just agree on how.
I like that big robot kind of thing.
There you are, you little killer.
Fallout. That was a good trailer. All episodes available April 11th on Prime. Maybe I'll wait till March 11th or March 12th to sign up for Prime so that I can close it all within 1 month. I don't know. Not that I'm worried about the money. All episodes at once, that's great. Yep, they're dropping it in a binge, so we'll be able to binge it. And we haven't done one of the binge series yet, right? This year? Last year we had already done like Kaleidoscope by now. We haven't done a binge yet, and we need to get back and do a binge series. Well, if I sign up for Prime, then I could do Reacher then maybe. Finally, the new game graphics look real. How is a Fallout series? Plants aren't even clipping through the walls. Are plants a big thing in the Fallout games? Again, this is one of those things where I'll be ignorant to it, where I never played the game, so I don't know. Although I guess I could now, couldn't I? Goggins was cool in American Ultra. I'm cool to binge Fallout and Reacher. Yeah. Pfeiffer says Goggins is hit or miss for me. He wasn't that good in Ant-Man 2. I don't even remember him in Ant-Man 2. But he's good. Like, whenever he works with Tarantino, he's good. In Django, he was good, and he was also really good in Hateful Eight. I liked him in Predators. He's got it. Yeah, he does. So, brother, Javier, love it when you're live. Yeah, it's just because I'm working. Some days, like Tuesday, I got called in, and I was kind of like, I was supposed to come on live on Tuesday, and I was like, by the time I was done, I was like, I just don't have the energy. I'm trying to balance it out. I really am. Like on days like today, I was either going to go work out first, but I also had to go out and get groceries first. And if I went to get groceries, then it would have taken me too long to get all three things done here in the morning. But it looks like I'm going to be able to get these two things done. And then as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to the gym. So that'll work out for like 2 hours or so. Because I spend about an hour on the treadmill. But anyway, I digress. Good trailers. Don't worry, boss. Get that money. Yeah, and I'm actually enjoying the work. So that's a good thing, right? It's not something that I resent doing. Rare Star Trek footage or features Leonard Nimoy hosting series pilot movie. Why one divisive? Yeah, we've seen some of these headlines. All right, let's go over to the Twitterverse and we'll round it out for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, guys, as I said, we are going to be watching Damsel tomorrow, Millie Bobby Brown, here on the channel. I haven't decided yet because I'm not watching Kung Fu Panda 4, guys. I've never watched any Kung Fu Panda movie before, so it doesn't make sense for me to see the fourth one. But I am seeing Imaginary at the 4:20 tomorrow. I could go see it at the 12:20 show at the Landmark, but the thing is that it would be really tough to squeeze in Damsel in the morning and then rush out at 12:20 to go see Imaginary. It would be almost worthwhile if I did Damsel after I watched Imaginary, which means we wouldn't watch Damsel till about 4 p.m. It's just easier to do it. Imaginary, I'll go see it at the 4:30 show tomorrow. This is that one where it's Imaginary Friends, but it's not the Ryan Reynolds Imaginary Friends. It's the horror version of Imaginary Friends called Imaginary, which I'm not expecting a whole lot out of, but I'll watch it anyway. It's going to be kind of, well, I think Kung Fu Panda will do well at the box office. I don't know if it'll be good enough to knock Doom Part 2 off of its, well, Doom Part 2 had about 80 million on its opening weekend, right? So it's going to be chopped in about half, maybe. Can Kung Fu Panda 4 make more than 40 million for early March? It's possible, but I doubt it. Yeah. Doom Part 2 overall. Like, let's look at the dailies for. It's coming in fairly strong. Sunday had a 21 million. Monday and Tuesday 8. Yeah. But we will be watching Damsel tomorrow. You guys, you know that I'm a big Millie Bobby Brown fan, mostly because of Stranger Things. And I liked her Enola Holmes films. So we'll be watching Damsel tomorrow morning. right here on the channel. It could be around 11:30 in the morning, 11, 12 o'clock-ish. Somewhere in that window for Damsel. I'll do the thumbnails later tonight, and I'll try to post it up. But that's what's going to happen. And then Saturday, I'm working most of the day. Sunday, I'm working most of the day. So Sunday's going to be a long day. Luckily, at least my Monday shift is only a quick 4 hours in the morning. But I'll be in rough shape by the end of the Monday. But it'll be worthwhile. Oscar weekend. All right, Twitterverse. Let's see if I missed anything big. 3 days until the Oscars. Yep. Dune Part 2 has grossed 100 million mark in the domestic box office. And that's what I'm talking about. Is Kung Fu Panda going to be big enough to cut into this? No, I don't know. I don't think so. And I want to go see it again. Dune Part 2 has surpassed 100 million. Sarah Polley is no longer directing the live-action Bambi. Is it because they cut the Bambi movie? Because Iger says we're cutting a lot of things that just don't have the weight. That kind of sucks for Sarah Polley. She's a good actress. She's a good director. So it's kind of like good artist all around. She'll find something else. Wes Anderson's Grand Budapest 10 years, whatever. Javier Bardem on picking his roles based on what his children wanted to see. I do Dune for him, I do The Little Mermaid for her, and I get the paychecks for both. Well, you were good in both, but obviously you were much better in Dune Part 2. There was more meat to sink his teeth into there for Dune Part 2. TM and TG Gaming says, have you watched any Korean or Japanese series can you recommend from your list? No, I haven't watched any Japanese or Korean series. I really, for the most part, unless it drops all at once, I don't have a lot in the tank to consistently put something out on a weekly basis on a schedule. Just the way that my schedule is for this year. We'll see later on, perhaps things will change. I am curious about this 3-body problem though. That trailer, that final trailer caught my eye. New poster for Fallout. And that Fallout trailer, that intrigued me too. Yes, Final Destination 6 has begun filming. Perry Nemiroff will like that. That broke like on Monday, I think. So we're getting another Final Destination film. Justice Smith at Vanity Fair's Young Hollywood event. That's Hunter Schafer, right? She got arrested. James, do you have to talk about that? Yeah. Barry and Charles Melton at Vanity Fair's Young People's. Barry and Hunter Schafer together. I want to see more work from her. We know Barry can bring it. I want to watch Saltburn with you guys. Although that ending scene, I guess we wouldn't be able to watch unless I put like an eggplant over a certain part of his body. Yeah. What's this? Kirsten Dunst says she is open to more superhero movies because you get paid a lot of money, and I have 2 children, and I support my mother. She's a good actress. I can't wait for Civil War. Civil War is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, I think. But that's exactly what it's intended to do. It's going to be hard-hitting. Alex Garland comes out in April, right? Civil War. Would I see her back in a superhero film? Yeah. Well, she's Jesse Plemons. You're one lucky dude, man. I think she's aged well as well. Who's this? Lexi Underwood for Vanity Fair's Young Hollywood. Look at Gage. I don't know who any of these people are. I know who Justice Smith is. Felix Millard, never heard of him. Rebecca Ferguson says her daughter once thought Timothée Chalamet was her dad because he looks like her husband. Wait a minute. Rebecca's married? Don't break my heart. So a lot of people showed up for this young people's Hollywood. Mason Gooding. Is he going to be in Scream 7? What's going to happen to his character now that he was like the romantic love interest for Jenna Ortega, right? And if Jenna Ortega's not going to be in it, it doesn't make sense for him to be in it. So he's going to be like one of the collateral damage things of the fallout of Scream 7 and its exodus of actors and directors. Sophie Thatcher. Zane Phillips. All right, so they just seem to be this Vanity Fair stuff. We'll always stop for Zendaya. Leia Sadu. Costumes were inspired by Balenciaga and Paris runways from the 1950s. Costume design for Dune was also really well done. Especially with Fade. A lot of Fade's costumes were, woof. Vanessa Hudgens hosting the red carpet. Lindsay Lohan says attends Irish Wish premiere in New York. I respect her for what she's doing, slowly building up her resume again, putting her toes back in the water. Like, Irish Wish is not going to be a huge hit, I don't think. But she's done the Christmas film, and now she's got this other one. Small little rom-coms. Getting acclimated back again to the world of acting. It was cool to see her pop up in Mean Girls musical, too. That was also kind of like, oh, didn't expect to see that. Cool. Sorry, spoiler alert for Mean Girls. Not that I don't think any. I liked it. Melissa Barrera stars in Abigail, April 19th. Yeah. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal to star in Othello, spring 2025. So Denzel going back to Shakespeare. Cool. I don't think I've ever read Othello. Maybe I can pick that up. All right, go. Margot Robbie was the highest paid actress in 2023. 59 million in earnings. That deserves the old heart symbol. So, when somebody like that walks into the room anywhere, like, it's just like our natural instincts are just kind of like it's a visceral, instinctual response that we have, right? It's just, wow. Your eyes just don't want to ever go off of her. All right. I think that's it. Yep. I'm going to go hit the gym, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will try to publish some shorts later on today. Then we'll see how it goes. All right. Better Don't Care came in Marvel because too many female actresses. Civil War is an election year. This what could be the harm in that? Yeah. Drinking bath water is gross. Yeah, if you're talking a little reference there to Saltburn. That's not the grossest thing for me, though. The grossest thing for me was the funeral mound scene. That's the one that made me go, ugh. That's the one that made me go. Of all the other gross stuff that happens in Saltburn, that's the one that made me go. That's aside from being incredibly disrespectful. Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why I want to watch Saltburn with you guys. But we'll see if I can get a digital copy of that. Maybe I can do it the way that I did the Hellraiser watch along, where I'll just have to watch it and edit out all that stuff. We'll see. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time right here on Mirror Domains.